Okay, how about now? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear.
All right. So going back, sorry there was no volume. Where was it? Okay, out of office. Yes, if it's an Op City referral, or yes, if it's an OJO referral. So I'm going to say that this is an Op City referral. Listing firm, you don't know because there is not one when you first begin working with the buyer. Area code, if you know the area code, go ahead and put it in. If not, you can just use other until you know what it is. And then just continue answering what you can. Just rotate internet. This area here, you're not going to know that amount until you actually have a ratified contract. Commission basis is the amount of commission that is coming into the company less any referral that's going out of the company. It is not a North Carolina transaction, so you're going to Next is commissions. The only portion of commissions that we record in Brokermint is our side. So traditionally, it's going to be 3% of the price sold. Occasionally, you'll get one like a new construction, and they may do a set dollar amount, like $4,000. In that case, you just change it to the dollar amount. We're going to go with 3%. Now, since we're working with a buyer, we're going to select Keller Williams for the buyer side and put 3%. Even when we add the listing side, their portion is going to be 0 because we are not tracking that income. We don't receive it, therefore we don't track it. Agent and commission, you're going to add the agent, which will be yourself. And then here's commission plan. Don't worry about that. I will change that accordingly to what your plan is. When you cap, I'll change them over to 100%. So once you have all this information, you're going to next. It's going to show who is attached to this transaction right now. Me as the MCA, Lucy as your compliance broker, Thomasina as your team leader / broker, and Caitlin Parker as desk admin. Then you'll need to add your buyer or buyers, depending on how many you have. So I'm adding Eddie Buyer. When you add a new one, it will pop up a window. Let's do Buyer again. Oh, very nice. Computer just doesn't want to work. Buyer, and I'm going to start. So if you find that you don't have one in the system, I can drop down the bottom of the screen. I'm sorry. This is actually Monday. I'm used to having a mouse here, guys. Sorry about it. Oh dear. Anyway, it'll pop up and give you the option to add their email address. We'll just move on today because this computer is just not want you to cooperate. Once you create your transaction and you see everything in the window, everybody's down here that you need, then you're going to start bringing in your checklist. So over on the left-hand side, checklist, you're going to add a checklist. I indicated this was a referral, an Op City referral. So anytime you have a referral, you want to go ahead and go down and pop in your referral checklist so that you do not forget that. You need to submit those referral documents when you're submitting the contract. I have to have that information in order to enter it in my system. All right, so once you've added that checklist, then your very next checklist is going to be your buyer consult representative. Remember, you need to do your buyer consult representative before you show them property. If you go over to the signing packet, everything that is required is in that packet. You will hit use forms. You will bring up the documents, your representation, your CDIF, your Chapter 7, ABA Susan Walker disclosure is required, your escrow agency, cyber, and lead brochure. If we hit next, it's going to bring up the people that are on this document here. We do not have a buyer's agent, and they would not sign these documents. I don't have a buyer too. You just simply remove the ones that don't have anything to do with it. So right now it's just going to be me as the agent and the buyer. Now you want to do your assigned signing order depending on how you want to sign, whether you want to sign the documents first and then go to your buyer, or your buyer and then you simply click here, gives you the option to move them around in whatever order you prefer. Continue with next. It'll bring up your documents. All right. Now, anything that you have inputted in the first part where it has the address and names, it's already pulled in Betty Buyer. If I have an additional buyer, click here. It's already included the date. You'll need to enter the date that your brokerage agreement is ending. So I'm going to go with November 30th. Picking a date. Then you'll notice at the bottom of the page there's going to be an initial box. They are color coded by who is assigned to that spot. AB just means initial. And it's assigned to buyer 1. So everything in this blue color will be buyer 1. Then you just simply scroll down. See that they have the initials. Now, this is required. We need to know if this buyer is licensed or not. So you just simply remove the one that does not apply. All right. Scroll down. This is the signature of the buyer. At any time, if there's like phone number, email, if it's shaded to the buyer and you don't want them to have to fill it in because you already know the information and you want to make this as quickly as possible, simply change it to fill now, and then you would be able to type it in. Double click on the space that is red to make it fillable. And then you can enter in the information that you want to enter in. All right, now comes down here, this yellowy orange color is assigned to the agent. That would be me. I could print in my name by changing it. to fill now, or I can fill it when I'm actually signing it. And so on. License number, make sure you keep that pocket card so you can pop your license number in. All right, continue on. Most of it is just a matter of them initialing. Keep on going. Carla Williams, signature of licensee. That field happens to be missing a signature box. I'm going to pop the signature box in. Now I need to make sure that it's assigned to me, which it is. And stretch it if you want. Simply go up and turn it back off. So any of the buttons up here, once you select it, it will stay. Everywhere you click, you'll get a signature box. If you do that by mistake, put the trash can, it's gone. So always remember to go back up and turn that radio button off. All right, and then that's the signature of the buyer. All right, continue down, summary of right, it's initials. All right, affiliated business disclosure title alliance. Obviously, we do not know the property address. So we are going to make this fill now. To be determined. Okay. I'm going to continue on. There's going to be the signature of the buyer. Escrow agency. Our preferred is Jones Walker and Lake. If you know who your buyer wants to use at this point, then you just simply come in here, edit, backspace, type in that appropriate person's information, the company name, the contact person, and the phone number. Just remember, when they're writing EMD and you're putting on the contract, it is out to the company name. All right. Their signature, escrow agency, lead brochure. The only thing they have to do is sign on page 1 that we have given them that lead brochure. So once you've completed everything, you're going to drop down the arrow here to send the signature. If you need information because perhaps you've forgotten something and you need to go back and get it, just hit save and close, and that's going to save the progress exactly where you're at. So you can come back in and enter that information. So once you've done that, you just go edit e-sign. It's going to start at the beginning to give you the option. Maybe you found out that now there is going to be 2 buyers. And then you would go in and make whatever change. Send for e-signature. I have it set for me first. I said you could do it either way. If I hit send and I'm listed first, it's saving the document. And generating, now it's sent. So if I actually go into my email, I can actually sign it. So you'll see here, it says sent. Let's try and do it real quick. Just 1 more second, see if it comes through. All right, so here you can look and see if they say they did not get it. You simply hit the resend. You can check and make sure the email is correct. If it is incorrect, you just hit change email. It'll give you the option to update or change that email. And then you will just resend it. All right. So once you've done that and you have your buyer consult, your next step is going to be writing an offer. Now you can do offers if you're familiar and using Instanet. You can do your offers in Instanet. You'll just need to download them and split them. One second here. Did come in, so I'm signing now. Very good. All right. So when you decide to work on an offer, you're going to go to Purchase General. Which is here. And add. Now, if you're doing the offer in Brokermint, then you're going to come back here and you're going to edit and you're going to change this to the address that you're making the offer on. So if I'm doing 123 Beach Street, oops, cap lock. All right, and we're doing 500,000. Don't care about the listing date. We don't have a closing or an acceptance date. And then you simply come down here and change and fill in the rest of this information, the listing firm, the MLS number, and so on. All right, you know, the legal description, anything you fill in here will populate on the forms. You know that the escrow agent is Jones, Walker, and Lake. And you're doing $1,000 PNG. 9274 is our selling firm review. Purchase offer date is today. We're going with I still don't need to worry about filling and changing that because it's not ratified. And my buyers are doing a conventional loan. Always fill in what type of loan. Even if you're on the listing side, I need to know what type of loan is used for this property. And the closing company is Jones, Walker, and Lake. All right. Now, if you're on the listing side, this will be whoever the buyer is using. So they might be using priority title, but you would be using whoever is representing your seller. So your seller might be Jones, Walker, and Lake, and the buyer might be priority title. So these can be different or the same depending on the situation. Okay. So once I save that, then I'm ready to work on the Purchase General contract. So you go to the contract packet and hit Use Forms. Now it's going to pull up standard purchase agreement, your pickup, and the brokerage fee notice. You're going to want to pull the documents disclosures out of the listing in the MLS and have them on your computer, because you can come in here and attach the document. So you simply hit attach a document. I should have one on here, but let's see if they download anything I can use. Plus, no document. Okay. So if there was a document, say your D4, whatever, you click open, and it would attach the document here. Next. Now it has the people that are going to be signing at this signing, obviously. Betty. I'll add me in. Just in case there's a field for me, it'll tell me. We don't need to put the listing agent or a seller because you're not sending it to them. They're not a signer on our end. And next. For some reason this computer does not want to work for me today, because it should have already pulled in certain document information. And then save and close and come back. And see if it'll fill it in. And next. Alright, not wanting to help me out today. So you'll just simply start filling in the seller's information, the other firm, and so on. Just clicking through, filling in everything that's needed. All right, you just basically go through everything. Once you've completed everything, send the signature. And send. All right, now it's waiting for signature. Now let's go back to my buyer consultation. Here's my signing packet. Sent for signatures. It's showing here I've signed. Now it's sent to Betty Buyer. All right, for this purpose, we're going to just go with it's completely signed. Once it's completely signed, you click and highlight this packet. And you come over here and you're going to hit the unassign button. And you'll see that now it's gone from that spot. Simply go over on the black bar on the left-hand side to Documents, and then click Unsorted, and here is your packet. Next step is to split your packet and submit it for review. Once everything's complete and signed, you turn it into the office. You hit the Edit button and hit Split. And then you simply start going by your page numbers. So this document is 5 pages, so 1 to 5. And we know this is our exclusive right to represent. So once you start typing the name, you want to watch for it to pop up so that you can click that. That is going to put it in the appropriate spot. All right, so then let's go to the next one. That's the last page. Now we're at 6. Page 6, this will be our next one. And this is 7 pages. It should be 12. Now we just kind of scroll down so I get to the last page just to make sure I've calculated correctly. That is 12, and that is our CDIF. There we go. Let's see my disclosure. 13. And this is our chapter 7, which is 3 pages. 13, 14, and 15. And for the chapter 7, if you start typing summary of rights, it'll pull it up for you. All right, our ABA, Susan Walker, 16, and type ABA. And what do we have? Escrow agency, 17, 17. Escrow agency, 18, 18. There's our side. Okay, that's not the solid. And then our last document is going to be a red-based print. So add a line, and it's going to be 19, 39. Line, and split. So once you've done that and you click that split button, it'll turn red, the little scissor split button, when you can submit it. The original packet stays here, so you can always come back and pull a document out as you're moving. You go back to your buyer console, and you will see all the documents have been split and put in the appropriate places. So they're all right here. And you would go up here to your action drop-down button, submit for review, 6 documents. When you submit for review, it's going to pop up and give you a second chance to ask if you want to submit them. You're going to hit confirm, and they will change over to showing submitted for review. When Lucy reviews them, they'll change to approved. If she rejects it, it'll say rejected. If it's rejected, then you make the necessary corrections. In the comment bar here, she'll tell you what's wrong. And then you resubmit them. All right. So then as you go along and you complete your purchase contract, you're going to, instead of downloading it when you have it all done, because you don't want to send these signature pages that appear at the end. So you're going to want to print it to a PDF, which you can simply do here. And you just change that to a PDF and custom, and then put in your page number 1 to, if this had a signature page and it was 1 page, I would take it off. And then you would just hit save, give it a name, and you could send it. Your other option of sending it to the other agent is to add the other agent as a contact. Add users and contacts. So you just pick their name to say it's Rebecca Smith. And we'll just say listing agent. If they're already in there, that's fine. If not, then you're going to do one that you would add their name. email address. Put the company in and a mobile number. All right. And then you would simply go back to your contract once you have them in. Contract packet. You can come over here on the right-hand side where it says email. Your email in the contract packet, you're going to pick the recipient. But I'm just to send it to myself. And then you would type your message. And then whatever else you want to send to the agent. You always want to check this box, remove e-sign certificate. That takes those pages off. And I'll show you what one of those pages are. And then you simply hit send. All right. So if you go here and look at, I left it with my lead. Inserted assignment packet. Then go down to the very last page. This is the signing certificate. It has everybody's name, their email address, and the date and the time they signed. So you never want to send that because it's going to have your client's email address, and you don't want to give that to the other side. All right. So once you've done that, now let's say you sent the purchase and it was not accepted. You simply go here, click on the packet, click unassign. That will remove it and open up the spot for you to write another offer. It's not gone, you don't delete them. It's just in the unsorted. And then what I usually recommend is take and highlight the contract packet, edit, rename. That way, if you have things in here, you automatically know that is the offer on each page. All right. So that's working with a buyer. All right. So once you get an actual ratified contract and you submit that, your next steps are going to be to add any appropriate checklists that you need based on the property. Those being PICRA, are you doing a home inspection? If so, you're going to add that checklist. Is it a condo or a POA? So we're going to say that this one has a POA, Property Owners Association. So we're going to add those two. So when you do your inspection, this is simply a place to put all the documents that you're getting as you go along through your inspection. If you don't have that particular document, don't worry about it. Don't ask for an exemption or anything, just leave it blank. If you have more documents that don't have a specific place, you simply add an action, add a task. So say you have a receipt roof repair receipt. You just assign it to yourself, requires a document, and save. And then here's the space for you to upload that document. When you have your PICRA and it's complete, signed, and ratified, make sure you come in here and submit it for review. That's the only way we know it's there. Until you submit the documents, we don't know it's there. We need to have that PICRA ASAP. If it's our listing, we have to remove that contingency. If it is not, we're checking to see that the actual listing office is updating that listing so we know when it should be going pending. Same thing with your condo POA documents. So here's where you can put your order, receipt, and so on. Buyer's receipt of resale package. You're going to need this document either given to you by the listing agent, or you're going to need to make sure to prepare it. This is what removes that contingency for those documents, and we have to have that in order for that to happen. So make sure that you're getting the buyer's acknowledgement of receipt of property owners association disclosure. And it needs to be completed, signed, with the date and the time, so we know when the 3 days have expired that would need to be removed and make it actually pending. So that document is needed and needs to be submitted for review. The last checklist that should be on here will be the closing checklist. On this checklist is where you're going to make sure you've submitted all your documents, you completed your tasks. Walkthrough is required. If you're representing a buyer, we must have that walkthrough. You need to send it to the listing agent, asking them to please have it signed and returned. Do this in an email, that way you can print a copy of that email if need be. Once you have your walkthrough, if you have it and it has not been returned by the listing office signed, if the buyer signed it, upload it here. Simply come over to the comment section here and let Lucy know, sent to listing agent for signatures. Comment. When she comes to review your file, she's going to see that here's your walkthrough. You stated on September 12th that you have sent it to the listing agent for signatures. Otherwise, she's going to ask you and wait a couple of days to see if you get it back. You don't want to hold up getting paid, so automatically go in there and put that notation in there. Pre-closing disclosure. If you're getting a pre-closing disclosure that's showing all the fees and everything and reviewing it prior to closing for your client, upload it here. This is prior to closing. Is the transaction complete and clear to pay? That is for Lucy only to answer. Only Lucy. So once you have uploaded your walkthrough, the pre-closing, it's closed, you know the commission's on its way, you want to make sure that you are clear to pay from Lucy. The easiest way to determine this and get this marked as clear so that I can pay you once that commission comes in is to come over on the left-hand side under users and contacts, and you're going to hit this drop-down action, and you're going to send an email. You're going to send it to Lucy. You don't need to type anything in here. You're going to come over here and you're going to use a template. And the very first template on the list, agent checking for clear to pay. You click that, it's going to send an email, ask the email to review 123 Beach Street. You want to know if you're clear to pay, and hit send. She will review your file, and then she will come right here and she will either click yes, that it is clear to pay, or she will type a note, no, and then she will type why it's not clear to pay. All right. Otherwise, I'm asking her to review it after I've received the money, so that can delay you a day or two on getting paid. And if you have items to fix, that can delay you a little bit longer. So we always want to make sure everything has been reviewed and everything is clear. If you have a copy of the final settlement statement emailed to you, you can upload it here. If not, it will usually come to me and I will upload it there. We'll mark it sold. I'll process your DA and it'll be popped in right here and I will send it to you for signature. So always go through when it gets close to closing, make sure all of your documents are there. Make sure you've split and submitted all the documents. They all need to be approved, nothing rejected. So just do a quick once over, check all of your stuff. Yeah, maybe you didn't upload the tax report. So if you see that it's required and you haven't put it in, go in the MLS, download that tax report and upload it. So you always want to, anything that has the asterisk and says required, you want to make sure you have that document in there. If there's some reason you don't have it, it doesn't reply in this particular instance, then you're going to want to go and ask for an exemption. Only after you've completed and sent the other documents do you click and ask for an exemption, and you type why you're asking for an exemption here. And then you continue on down. Right. So that's doing a buyer. I'm just going to keep in the same transaction so I don't create too many transactions here. Now, I'm going to just quickly delete these so that they're not in here. I don't think you all can delete them. But do not delete anything. If you have a transaction that is not going anywhere, they couldn't get qualified, they dropped off the face of the earth, whatever reason, all you have to do is send an email to me and say, Carla, please cancel 123 Beach Street. And we cancel the transaction. So if at any point in time we were to receive an audit or miscommunication and it was the wrong one, maybe you accidentally duplicated and made 2 transactions and then we canceled out the wrong one, we can bring it back. So we do not delete them, we just cancel them so that we still have all of our documents. So now if we were going to do a listing, this would be listing. I have information here. And in this case, the listing firm is 9274. We don't have any of this information here. And I have NA if you don't know, and you just need to come back and fill that in later. All right, so I have listing. All right, on this one, it's going to be pre-listing is the status. There we go. All right, so you would create it, fill in as much as you know for your listing. Then on your contacts, come down here. I'm going to take out the ones I don't need. So I no longer need this buyer. I'm going to remove her. I don't need that one, but I need a listing agent. Now I will be the listing agent. Who are you selling? Selling. I like that. All right. So then you simply do the same basic thing. You start working on your checklist. Listing residential. And you do the same thing. You're just going to use your listing packet. All right. Here's your listing packet. Your SAER, your SLA, your disclosures, cyber agency, your data input. Now, you have two choices on your data input. You can complete the data input here in Brokermint, or you can do it in Instinet, download it, and in that case, you would X this one off and upload the ones you filled out in Instinet. Doing them in Instinet is a little easier because it'll give you the options to fill in choices. You can save it, and then when we go to input it in MLS, we simply pull it in, and we do not have to retype everything that you've typed in, especially the agent and public remarks. So it just kind of alleviates any chance for typos or anything. Your DPOR, your ACUs. On this particular property, I don't need a lead, so you just simply remove it. It gives you a choice of condo or POA. If it's just POA, no condo, maybe it's none. You just simply take them off because you're not going to need them. And then you would hit next. Same thing, make sure you have your seller or sellers attached. Go through. And then you would just start filling in all the appropriate information and send it for signature. And again, once it's complete and signed, you're going to unassign it. Come over to Documents, Unsorted. Here's your listing packet. We're going to edit and split. And once you split all the documents, you will submit them for review. All right. That's pretty much the gist of it. It is a lot. It's a lot to learn. It's a lot to remember. So as you're working along, if you find that you're just not remembering all the steps, just remember I've been doing this for several years. So, and I'm working in it all day, every day, pretty much. So you can always reach out to me. You can always come to the office, sit at the office, work there. I'm here. You can say, hey, I need your help. I'm happy to get to a stopping point and come help you. If you feel like you need some one-on-one, then schedule a one-on-one time with me, and I'll put that on my schedule. That way we can just kind of go through it. It's easier to learn as you're going along. Each transaction is a little different, so you'll have some different scenarios there. So until you're comfortable with it, just reach out to me. I'm happy to help you. I can help you over the phone if you're at home. Most of it, I know the screens in my head, but I may just ask you what is showing on your screen, and then I can guide you through the next steps. So I hope this wasn't too difficult. Sorry that the computer wasn't cooperating with me very well today. But this is what I got. So make it a great day. Thanks for attending. Bye.
Thanks, Carla. Bye.